Okay, so you want me to start from when we were adopted?
Yeah, so like, we have the same mother, we have the same father.
We didn't even know that too. We thought we had different fathers.
See, when we were adopted, we were told that we had the same mom, different dads, and then that our mother was very young when we were born. We were given the ages of 13 and 14, and then his name was Robert Jones was given his adopted name. It was Beau, we found out. See, I don't know what the hell I'm saying
It
here.
doesn't matter, I'm gonna cut through it all.
Okay, so you want to know about mom and pop, and so we did. We heard we had different dads, so we never really had an inclination of who to find. It's just we knew that we had the same mother, so that's where it started.
But you guys all lived together growing up in the same home?
They never separated us. We lived together the whole time.
Gotcha, and just from that post, it said like your family was hoping that you guys would have stayed together.
And they did. That was mom's agreement was that if she set us up for adoption, that they kept us together.
And
So-
your mom went through a Christian adoption thing, or?
She went to LDS Social Services, and I was adopted. We were adopted through the LDS Social Services Agency into a good home. Our father worked for the LDS Church. Mother was a housewife, took good care of us. So we were given a good home. They met the conditions that our parents had set for us to be adopted. So
And how old were you guys when you were adopted?
I was 3, he was 2.
I was 2.5. He was 3.
So you guys are half a year apart?
We're a year and 2
Well,
weeks apart.
Year and 2 weeks apart.
Okay.
So
Okay, gotcha.
he was almost 4. I was almost 3.
Okay, I'm trying to think. So you got, for the first few years of your life, you still lived with some family members, but it wasn't your biological mother, correct?
No, it wasn't. I lived with various different family members, and Diane. There's some others who.
Grandmother.
Grandmother.
Henry.
Oh, okay, I lived with grandmother Kendrick, Aunt Diane, and other close relatives that helped take care of me from time to time.
And did you live in the same house as well?
Yes, that's what we were told. That we're together, but family members took care of us.
So growing up, I mean, you left pretty young, so I mean, did you know that you were adopted, or?
Yes, we always knew we were adopted.
From I don't have a memory of ever being told. I think I've always known. Or they might have told us, but I never remember when they told us.
So you can't remember the day that you were kind of taken away from your, or not taken away, I guess, given to a new, I don't know the right terminology to use there, but.
We were adopted, she wanted to make sure we were in a good family, so yeah. But we've always known. They never hid it from us.
We don't remember, but we have glimpses of memories. Like when I was young, I knew she had long dark hair and she was beautiful. I told that story my whole life, and then when I talked to her on the phone for the first time, I asked her, I said, "Do you have long dark hair?" She says, "Yes, Jim." And in her pictures, she's got long dark hair and she's beautiful. And I remember I did have that memory, and I told people for years. So
With me, always growing up, I always had like this vision, not really a dream, but like maybe a memory, but not knowing what it was. And I remember being in a truck in a car seat and seeing this picture of a man with kind of long shouldered hair and this big mustache. And I always thought, that's probably my birth father. I never knew that. And when all this came to happen, and I saw a picture of when he was like 19, 20 years old, it's the same picture I've had in my head my whole life.
and
that was my
Elvis Presley,
father.
and the Elvis Presley song. You heard from Mom in the other room, right? You
That's
heard
right,
you heard
yeah.
Elvis playing.
Yeah.
And Mom liked to listen to Elvis music a lot, so that rung a bell with them.
Your biological mom.
Our biological mother, yeah.
Now, are your adopted parents, are they still in the picture? I mean, are they,
Yes,
you still?
my adopted father, Steve Jones, passed away January 16, 2011. And then our mother, Barbara Jones, she still lives and resides in Fort Utah.
So still a good connection there?
Yeah, we're still a good
So
connection.
you call her mom?
I do.
Okay, gotcha. And so, you guys didn't want to touch on like why you were adopted, right? We don't want to include that in the story, or is that a question I can ask? I just don't know what's too touchy
It was very unselfish of them. They didn't, for my mom, she did not want to do it, but she wanted to do it for us.
They wanted us to have an
They were young,
opportunity, a
yeah.
good education,
Yep.
and life. They were married when they were extremely young, and so it's not uncommon. They wanted us to have a good life, but their conditions were that we stay together, which they kept. So it never separated us.
And so from there, you really had no connection with your biological parents, correct?
None at all.
None at all. Well,
For 42 years.
I was told different things that were true, and I don't think that my adopted mother meant to not tell me the truth. I just think that she might have forgot or not remembered. Like, we were told my mother was 14, our mother was 14 when I was born, but she wasn't. She was 16. I was told my name was almost 15. I mean, I was told my name was Beau, which is close to Beno, so I think maybe she forgot or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were told we had separate fathers, and I believe that because of
That was their thought belief.
right. I think they
Because
thought
of our
that,
looks
right,
and
we
the
look-
tone of our skin color and
Right.
my tone of my skin color.
And then
Things like
then
that.
come to find out one night, I lay down in bed. I got this text from my brother Quinton here, and it had 4 pictures of one of me, one of my dad, and his wife Deborah Lynn, and a couple others, and Quinn wrote me on a text that I just talked to our birth mom for 2 hours. This is our father, and he's also, me and you have the same father. I was blown away, almost passed out. It was an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
So, you know, all these years growing up, did you have the thoughts, the wonders, like who are my biological parents, or was it just kind of like, this is mom, and you know, you
No,
just...
I always had a void. I always wondered where I came from. I had a lot of problems growing up. But they weren't because of, the family I was adopted into. It's just because there was a personal void and I was too young to understand what it was, and there's a lot of memories. But, yeah.
Say for me, it's like my whole life, I've always wondered, do they remember us? Do they think about us? Is there any other
Yeah.
family? I want to make clear also.
Do I have any brothers or sisters out there?
What I want to make clear is that I never, like a lot of people, I think getting adopted would be like, why do they want to give us away? Do they not love us? I never felt that. I always felt that if they were out there, that they would remember us and think about us and all that stuff.
So, do you know the reason why she never reached out during the time, or okay, you want to go into?
She did. She reached out. Well, there was a couple times where and I've got copies of the letters that she sent to the caseworker that worked a case and wanted to find out where we were at and how we were doing. But she also didn't want to get involved with our lives because she knew we made a new life and she wanted us to have the best opportunities possible. They both did. Her and Pop both wanted us to have a good life, so she didn't get involved except wrote a letter to check on us to see where we were or if we had a good family, and they wrote her back and told her that we were placed with a good family that had good religious views and activities and things like that, and so she was given a peace of mind a couple times throughout the years, but after that there was nothing. There was an attempt by by Pop's wife Deborah Lynn to find us at one point, and that's when we were, I think, 8 or 9, and that's when she decided, no, they're too young, so we want to, we want them to have a good life, so it was never pursued past that.
Sure.
And then when you get older, it's like if you find them, it's what are they going to say, what are they going to think, and it's really about who looks for who first, I think.
So did you look for them first, or?
I think she looked for us first back when we were 8 and 9, but I'm the one that, my wife Heather, she influenced me to get the DNA test from Ancestry.com, and I put it off, and I finally decided to get it. It took about a month, and then at 3:17 a.m. I got a message saying that my match came back, my DNA results, and there was a match. And I looked on it, and I had a first cousin, and I had a match on it, and my daughter was on there because we wanted to know my ethnicity because our skin tone's a little bit different, darker complex, but she did the test, and she was on there, but then there was another name on there, and it said L. Wynnum. Now, I know I didn't have another daughter out there anywhere, so I knew it was a match, a parent-child match, so I knew it had to have been my mother. So I called my wife at 3 in the morning, and I said, I got a match. She goes, I think that's your mom. And so It was amazing. 42 years later, and less than 24 hours later, after the match, I talked to her and my pop again after 42 years. It's crazy.
That is crazy. I mean,
It's crazy.
obviously a lot of emotions going through your head. Can you
So
paint?
Non-stop crying for a week.
And to know where you're from and who you're like and what you look like and your mannerisms, and that void's been filled that you've carried your whole life. You know, people, you fill it with different things, and it was difficult, but it's been an amazing turnaround.
So when you picked up the phone, or how did you get that first contact with her? Was it like a Facebook message? I saw something that Paula sent me. What it was like?
I sent a message to Kimberly. Her name's Kimberly. It's my mother's sister's daughter, and I asked her if she had a parent that had adopted 2 boys out, and she texted back. Her message immediately was, "We've missed you and Beau so much." So I knew that was him because his name was Beau.
Never mentioned.
We thought it was Beauregard before he was, was adopted, but it was Beno, but went by Beau, so I knew I had found him. And so that's when we found him, and I left her the message. She called, and then I called Mom and left a message on her phone, and then her partner, Cherie, sat her down and says, "I got some news for you." So that's when she was told, and pretty, if you listen to their stories, pretty unbelievable. You can imagine being there after 40 years, not hearing where your kid is, so. I can't speak for them, but for me, it was amazing.